Welcome to our lunchtime news broadcast, which highlights the news making waves ranging from current affairs, community stories, sports, and economic news. Here are the headlines. The NamPower board has resolved to extend the employment contract of its chief financial officer, Michael Gotore, a Zimbabwean national, because locals are not ready to spearhead the company's finance department. Now, the shortage of school places for children has not only affected conventional schools, but also hit special schools too. And the Kenyan government is set to extend its government-to-government G2G deal that it launched in April 2023. I am Glenora Shipura, and this is NMH at 1. Getting into our midday news update, Okahanja residents from small Samstan in Okahanja expressed concern about lack of street lights and the treatment they get from Okahanja municipality. Let's take a look.
Ons kry baie swaar daarso. Dis baie donker daar. Ons het nie water gehad nie, daar was 'n kraan gegee en tyd wat corona gekom het, ons 'n kraan gekry. Nadat ons die kraan gepak het, het net 'n tweede kraan gekom in hierdie 12 jaar. Ons het net 2 krane. Ons baklei oor die krag daarso. Ten minste vra ons ou ons die krane en ons gas gekry nie. Ons die krag en ons gas gekry nie. Dat hulle vir ons ten minste spreiligte gee. Wat ons kry verkrachtings, dis langs die rivier. Ons gaan toilet toe, riviere toe. Ons kry baie swaar, daar word vroumense verkracht, daar word doodgemaak. Julle weet ook wie allemaal daar dood gegaan het. Ons het baie begrawe. Ons praat hierdie goeders van 2013 af. Ek het briewe daarvoor. Regtig waar ons praat, maar dit help nie. Ons kom, ons het tot minister gegaan, minister het vir ons teruggestuur, ons briewe weer teruggestuur na munisipaliteit toe. Ons het weer na kanselars toe gegaan, maar net gehelp, dit is weer ander jaar. Hierdie jaar weet ons nie wat moet ons doen nie. 1 Februarie gaan begin ons lê. Februarie af gaan begin ons lê. Ons wag net maandag, ons het gegee maandag. Maandag sal hulle kom begin vir ons deel, het hulle gesê. Ons sal begin en kyk wat sal gebeur in die Klein Samstan. Ons kry baie swaar mense in Klein Samstan. Die jasse van ons is te klein. Dit word gesê ons kan nie krag kry omdat die jasse so klein is nie. Hoeveel jare wag ons van nie sal ons die jasse groot gemaak word dat ons moet krag kry.
Visual News highlights local stories from across Namibia. Right after the break, we get into that. To stay with NMH at 1.
Hi Sonia.
Hi Tufeni. What are you reading?
I'm reading about the Child Care and Protection Act in this pamphlet I got from school.
What's that?
It is Namibia's main law for the children and the issues affecting them. The act classifies here that a child is anyone under the age of 18 years. Check out some of the rights meant to protect you. For more information, contact the Children's Advocate.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73 111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
Getting into our visual news today, the new school in Naraville was officially inaugurated today in Walvis Bay. Walvis Bay Education Circuit Inspector Teresia Hohase says the school will temporarily be referred to as Naraville High School and will operate under the leadership of the principal from the Dane Secondary School, Anton van Wyk. This video is courtesy of Precious Gitwanapo.
Good morning, dear Namibian citizens. I'm the Inspector of Education for Walvis Bay Circuit in the Erongo region. My name is Teresia Hohase. I'm standing here as a very proud and happy Inspector of Education, giving my gratitude to the very meticulously able management of the region, the Directorate of Education under the leadership of an able Madam Mrs. Ehrenfriede Stefanes. Today We are opening a brand new school in Naraval that for time being we register as Naraval High School until the school will be renamed by the community. We have to register the school for administrative purpose, to hand in the 15-day statistics, because only by submitting this 15-day statistics the government is able to finance and resource the school. So for now it's known as Naraval High School. Our enrollment for the present learners are 330, while we have more than 330 learners on our list. Some parents did not bring their kids yet, but we are waiting for them to arrive anytime because the school has started for the first time this year today. Currently we have 8 teachers under the leadership of their guardian principal, Mr. Van Wyk, the principal of Dedene. He will take care of the school until the principal is appointed. We did not yet advertise the post. It will be advertised soon and interviews will follow suit. So therefore I also want to use this opportunity to thank Mr. Van Wyk for his willingness. It's a great job pulling with 2 schools at the same time in this Walvis Bay where we are challenged with so many social evils. Thank you, Mr. Van Wyk, for your willingness to protect, to secure the safety of the Namibian child. We have 24 classrooms at this school. We have 4 ablution facilities. The office block is not yet constructed, but we are waiting on our ministry to start with the construction of this also very soon. As you see, the construction of the school is not completed because we are faced with ground leveling. We are waiting on the municipality to level the ground, so that the interlocks can be laid to complete the school. But in the meantime, we need to be creative and innovative. So in the absence of the office block, we'll be using 1 classroom for the teachers, where they already started last week. They reported for school on the 11th of January, the teachers, and they are at the school. Since that day, we are using 1 classroom for them as a staff room. We will be using a storeroom to accommodate the principal, and if needs be, we will also see how we can shift a secretary from the school to assist here, and she will also be accommodated in another storeroom. That is the new school that we call for now Naraval High School.
In our next story, residents of Opua in Kunene region are complaining about how the dump site of the town is being managed. This development emanates from a recent visit to the town where the filthy eyesore situation was observed. Livestock, dogs and children were spotted seeking for food from the waste that was thrown away. In October last year, Namibian Sun reported on the same issue, and according to council at the time, there were plans to fence off the dumping as well as appoint a security guard at the site. Opua Town Council is yet to respond to the questions on the progress made in regards to the plans of addressing the issue. After the break, we tackle our daily newspapers.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouth-watering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
Let's take a look at what's inside our daily newspapers, starting off with the Namibian Sun's front page, which reports that the NamPower board has resolved to extend the employment contract of its chief financial officer, Michael Gotore, a Zimbabwean national, because locals are not ready to spearhead the company's finance department. The move to employ Gotore for another 5 years has, however, come up against resistance because it is seen as in defiance of a government directive that key positions in state-owned enterprises be held by locals. Namibian Sun has learned that NamPower's acting board chairperson Martha Mbombo on the 6th of December 2023 informed the Finance Ministry of the decision to keep Gotore on board. She said potential successors have been identified to replace Gotore after 5 years and that these understudies have been put on development programs for the role in the meantime. While the understudies are fit for the position, they are not ready now to assume the complex role. According to a letter that was sent to the ministry, Bombo motivated the contract extension, saying Gotore helped the company achieve cost savings on fixed operating costs, improved credit risk management, and achieved investment returns. Company insiders allege that Gotore is one of the lieutenants of NamPower CEO Simpson Haulufu, hence the decision to retain him. Gotore's employment contract was expected to draw to a close by the end of May. However, during a meeting in November, the board resolved to renew his stay at the parastatal and informed the ministry of his decision in December. In response to questions from Namibian Sun, Haulufu asked whether the publication had seen the directive that prohibits the appointment of foreigners in critical positions in state-owned enterprises. Moving on to the Namibian Sun's page 3, a total of 3.3 million hectares of Namibian land and 53% of the Artesian Basin at Stamford now have exploration licenses for uranium mining, which poses a threat to the quality of the drinking water in the region. The Stamford Aquifer is the largest artesian basin in Namibia. The Stamford Aquifer Uranium Mining Association, SAUMA, has once again expressed its concern to the government regarding the risks that the proposed uranium mining process, known as in situ leaching, poses to the Stamford Artesian Basin in southern Namibia. The management committee of the association highlighted their concerns in a letter addressed to the cabinet members of parliament, standing committees, regional governors, council members, traditional authorities, and the police. People, animals, and the economy of vast rural areas of semi-arid Namibia rely entirely on potable groundwater for their survival. According to the letter, they have no alternative. One of these areas is the Stamford Artesian Basin under the Kalahari Dunes in the southeast of Namibia. The Stamford Basin has served as an important farming area for decades. According to the committee, analysis of water from boreholes in the Stamford Artesian Basin show that the water outside the uranium ore body is safe to drink. Uranium was also recently discovered in the main underground artesian aquifer of the Stamford Basin, according to the letter. On the Republicans' front page, as ships destined for Asian markets increasingly opt for the Cape of Good Hope route, bypassing the tumultuous Red Sea, the Namibian port of Walvis Bay is becoming the preferred choice over Cape Town, South Africa, for vessels seeking refueling stops. This presents a godsend for the country's maritime industry, according to insiders. On Friday, Maritime Insights reported that African ports, especially Walvis Bay and Port Louis in Mauritius, are becoming increasingly popular as refueling stops. The report highlighted that bunkering at the beginning or end of a voyage is preferable, at least these locations for vessels needing refueling en route. Trevor Janjila, Namibian Ports Authority Manager for Business Development, said that fuel bunkering operations at Walvis Bay are conducted at anchoring areas, and the port's strategic advantage lies in its more favorable weather conditions compared to Cape Town. Walvis Bay has favorable weather conditions due to the shelter of Pelican Point Peninsula, Walvis Bay, which has long pushed to become a logistic hub, has found a strategic opportunity in the current surge in refueling activities and is set to position itself to solidify its status as a pivotal player in maritime logistics. Janjila emphasized the port's commitment to safety, security, and efficiency during these refueling operations, as well as enhancing its efficiency and attractiveness. On to page 3 of the Republican. Although cattle slaughter numbers dropped at export abattoirs during December, they are expected to increase this year. This is according to Livestock and Livestock Products Board's LLBP Market Watch for December. Compared to November, export abattoirs recorded declines during December due to holiday closures. Last month saw a 34.5% drop in the number of cattle slaughtered at export abattoirs, according to the LLPB. Cattle marketing is known to slow down during the festive season, a seasonal occurrence where slaughter and live exports drop due to reduced activity. Cattle slaughtered at export abattoirs are expected to increase during 2024 due to the resumption of slaughter at the Rundu abattoir, it said. According to the LLPB, during December, live cattle exports increased by 57.46% from the 15,902 heads exported during the previous month. However, live exports were 15.64% lower than a year ago. Cattle, predominantly weaners, were exported to South Africa at 95% and Angola 4%, with the remaining 1% split between Botswana and Zimbabwe. The majority of cattle exported to South Africa went to feedlots, while exports to the rest of SADC were for breeding purposes. Onto the Allgemeine Zeitung's front page, the United Nations World Food Programme has provided a mobile storage unit to the Namibian Correctional Services, marking a milestone in supporting Namibia's efforts to reshape the food value chain. The official handover took place at the correctional facility in Divindu, Namibia. The limited availability of closed storage spaces for food has contributed to food wastage, increased food insecurity, and reduced national food reserves. Therefore, this MSU is intended to address this challenge. With a combined storage capacity of 450 tons, the MSU will significantly support the Divindu Correctional Facility, recognized as one of the largest NCS producers in the country. The MSU will be used for storing maize and wheat grains, which will be processed into maize flour, and bread. The resulting food products will be distributed to correctional facilities nationwide and selected NamPower police stations. This system aims to minimize food wastage and ensure a consistent supply of food to inmates. Moving over to the Allgemeine Zeitung's page 3, Vice President Nangola Mbumba participated in the 19th Summit of Heads of State and Government of the Non-Aligned Movement, NAM, which began on Friday in Uganda over the weekend. Mbumba was accompanied by the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of International Relations, Netimo Nandi-Ndaitwah, as well as other high-ranking government officials. The 19th summit is themed deepening cooperation for common global prosperity. We'll continue with more newspaper review after the break. On the Namibian's front page, Maria Gona chose to be a nursery school teacher because she has fond memories of her own preschool teachers and enjoys spending time with children. She never imagined that she would one day train 123 other nursery school teachers with the help of the Peravioli Schools Trust. The story of the trust starts in 2004 with the construction of the Perivoli Okonjima Country School. The organization had decided to support early childhood development in Namibia through the construction of nursery schools. Onto the Namibian's page 3, Gail Taukuheke is not only a social worker, she is also an Anglican reverend, mother, wife, and neighbor. She sits with people's brokenness to the point where she has no words but tries and creates a safe space. According to her, there are too few safe spaces. She said the issue of gender-based violence is complicated and people specifically forget those who are tasked with the responsibility to handle cases also experience trauma. Taukuheke said GBV has various aspects that impact all community members. Moving on to the New Era's front page, in a year he christened as that of expectations, President Hage Geingob has vowed to continue executing his presidential duties despite being diagnosed with cancerous cells last week, the presidency said. In a statement over the weekend, the presidency revealed that medical results showed that Geingob has cancerous cells following an annual medical examination he underwent on the 8th of January 2024. After the break, we'll be back with our economic news segment.
Hi, Kambaripa.
Hi, Melissa.
You look upset. Is everything okay?
A healthcare worker refused to attend to me because I visited the healthcare facility without a guardian.
Healthcare workers are not allowed to do that. This sounds like a job for your shield of survival.
Huh?
Your rights, they're your superpowers. Your shield of survival is your right to life, health, nutrition, shelter, and an adequate standard of living.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73 111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
In today's economic news, the Kenyan government is set to exit its government-to-government G2G deal that it launched in April 2023. The G2G oil supply deal agreed between Kenya and 3 national oil exporters from the Gulf was launched by Kenya's President William Ruto last spring in a bid to stop the free fall of the Kenyan shilling against foreign currencies. In a report by the International Monetary Fund, the Treasury said that the scheme has not worked as it hoped. The government intends to exit the oil import arrangement as they are cognizant of the distortions it has created in the FX market, the accompanying risk in rollover risk of the private sector financing facilities supporting it, and remain committed to private market solutions in the energy market. Let's take a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 24.22, against the euro at 20.81, against the US dollar at 19.11. 2 Namibian dollars and 65 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the Namibia Stock Exchange, all major stocks remain unchanged. Overall index went down at 1.88%. On the commodities market, gold, copper, and platinum went up, while Brent crude oil went up, trading at 0.34%, going for 78 US dollars and 52 cents per barrel. After the break, we'll be getting into our news from Africa.
Neopaints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neopaints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neopaints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Getting into our news from Africa, the International Monetary Fund has granted Kenya a new loan of more than $941 million to help reinforce the finances of the cash-strapped East African nation. Kenya is grappling with a host of economic challenges, including a vast debt mountain, cost of living crisis, and tumbling currency. The IMF said in a statement published on Wednesday that its executive board had approved the $941.2 million loan with an immediate disbursement of $624.5 million. Total payments under various credit facilities amount to about $2.6 billion. It added, the Washington-based agency said it forecasts Kenya's economic growth at around 5% this year from an estimated 5.1% in 2023. Kenya's growth remained resilient in the face of increasing external and domestic challenges, said Antoinette Seya of the IMF. After the break, we'll be getting into our international news.
E-Ticket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
Let's take a look at our international news. A video shared on social media showed damage left by a massive landslide that hit a village in China's Yunnan province on Monday, January the 22nd, killing at least 2 people and leaving dozens missing. The landslide hit 2 villages in the city, covering houses in Brown Mountain, swell at the foot of a hill, Chinese state media reported. At least 47 people from the 18 households remain missing. Reuters was able to confirm the location of the footage from the nearby building and topography, which matched satellite imagery and corroborating videos, but was not able to independently verify the date when the footage was filmed. After the break, we'll be getting into our sports news to stay with NMH at 1.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraika. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
Getting into our sports news, Bafana broke the shackles in front of goal to smash 4 into Namibia's net as they catapulted themselves into a commanding position in their Africa Cup of Nations AFCON group. And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Thank you for joining us during this lunchtime news broadcast. From me, Glenn Rashipura. Until next time.